Hello everyone, and welcome to today's last video on Nuke Studio. So throughout the last few videos we have covered how to do editing, how to apply our soft effects either on the items or the clips or as a video track effect. Here for example I have applied some grades and a crop into the whole thing, and I have also added some text into the last two shots. We have also done create comps to be able to work in our node graph, and using our versioning system, the ability to swap between them and pick the best shot. Now that that is all done, all that is left is to export our final project. And we can do this through the export structure that we saw in one of the videos before. So what I have to do is just simply select my sequence, and I'm going to go into File and Export. That'll bring my export structure. And what we saw before is how we could process it as shots to create our Nuke scripts. Now, what I'm going to do this time is actually use process as sequence. When we do that, we have the ability to create QuickTimes or DPX sequences. We can even create EDLs and XMLs if we want to take this into another package for any given reason. So for example, you can take it into a baseline for a final grade. Now, in this case, what I want is actually to finish my whole job. So I'm actually going to export. I could create, for example, an Apple ProRes 444, and it doesn't matter which operating system I am. I can actually create QuickTime ProRes from any operating system in Nuke Studio, so Linux, Windows, or Mac. And I'm going to use the export structure that allows me to create a folder based on the name of the sequence. So it's going to use the sequence name, in this case sequence 2. The version of that version number I'm going to give it here, and then it's going to create the actual file. So remember I said on the video before that we can do different type of things when we create the files. In this case I'm doing transcode images. We can also do different things like Nuke projects on write nodes, which we have already seen. We also have Nuke annotation files, and we can export the audios only, or again, as I just said before, XML or EDL exporters. So in this case, I'm just going to do a transcode image, and I'm going to transcode my whole project from the different type of images and DPXs and everything that is together down there into a final QuickTime. I'm going to include the audio, and there you are. I think that's about it. Then I'm going to go into my track and range. So I can decide if I want to export all the tracks, or if I only want, for example, the BFX or the BFX and video 1. And if I want the actual effects that I have on video 3, I'll be adding video 3. In this case, I'm just going to go with all tracks. I can export the whole sequence, or if I had set up in and out, I can export just the set in and out options. And finally is which frames I'm going to use, either the sequence, or I can go into custom and decide from which frame I want to start my sequence. In this case, I'm just going to use the sequence one. And with that, I'm just going to export to my project root, or I can choose where I want to export. And let's actually export somewhere else. I'm just going to go, and if I go into my project root, and I'm just going to go to my main folder, and I'm going to say there, that's okay. And I'm going to export this now. This will fire up the export queue where you can see exactly what is going on, and it is transcoding my Apple ProRes and it's going through it, and it will go through the whole process, and it's going to show me where it's going to export it. Okay, so as you can see here, my export has finished, and if I want to find that file, I just have to press the magnifier here. So it will pop up on my Finder, and I can see how I use the same name of my sequence, sequence 2, BO1, and here is my file, and I can start playing it straight away as a QuickTime. and see it for the whole thing. So thank you very much for watching, and hopefully these tutorials have been of help, and I'll hopefully see you soon in other series.